Yeah, I'm doing some pretty dumb shit. So.
Yeah, be careful there. Did you get that? Oh, get yourself a proper knife.
Oh, they fucking nailed the fucker today. Oh my god, I completely forgot.
What?
What?
Um, the dude that tried to hold me up for armed robbery.
What? That happened?
What?
Oh, I never. That was what I was trying to tell you that I never.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That
Oh,
was.
by the way, I was held up. Okay.
What the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
Thanks.
yeah. Oh wait, yeah. So,
What kind of
okay,
weapon do you have?
it was a gun.
It was a gun.
It was a gun.
You don't fuck with guns.
I don't fuck with guns.
What
No,
kind of gun was it?
I don't know. I mean, it was an automatic pistol.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Was it
pretty sure.
boxy or was it like? Did it look like
It
it was a
was a
machine
little.
gun?
It was a little smooth. It looked kind of
Cause there,
classic. It would look closer to like a revolver, but it was still. It wasn't a revolver, that's for sure.
that's what happened.
Um.
For real.
Okay. So
Fuck.
I was yeah. So I was what was I doing? I was walking in Mount Vernon, not too far from my house.
Well,
Um.
okay. But so you started off saying you caught him, so that's kind of good.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
great. Well, I'm
he's
sorry. I'll let you
he's
say.
bound to be caught. I went to the station today and identified him. So, like from a series of pictures, and the
Oh, so
cop said
like
he's
now he's
to
wanted
find,
for
and they
robbery.
know they know where he is in the general area, and
Wow,
so he'll be in there. Um,
got him,
yeah,
dumbass.
I literally, because they give you like six different kind of like I think decoys
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make
They
sure
give you
that you're
people
not.
that kind of look like him
Yeah,
to make it so that you are sure that that's the person.
yeah, and I saw him, and the moment I saw him, I said, "That's the fucker."
Just
Oh.
like that.
I said just like that. I said, "That's the fucker." And
Did they laugh?
yeah, the woman was just like, "I'm gonna write that down. I'm writing. That's what you said." Yeah, that is the fucker. That's the fucker. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, so I was walking down Mount Vernon. That's like the area I kind of
That's great,
frequent
by the
now.
way.
Not only is it like kind of I don't want to say gay paradise, but
It's
there are
Big
two
Gay
gay
Al's mansion from
bars.
South Park. Is that what it is?
There are two gay bars directly across the street from each other. Um,
It's the trifecta of the gay
and
community.
there are two more gay bars, like
The crossroads, the
yeah,
crossing of the
very.
swords, so to speak.
Um,
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
so I frequent it, and they have really really good restaurants there. It's just a
Delicious.
giant strip of really good restaurants. So I've been going there. Getting this really good pizza from this place called Home Slice.
By the way, did you change your job?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Um,
2 weeks?
so, huh?
Are you giving them 2 weeks?
Um, I still gotta check. There's some things that are still kind of like
Okay.
I gotta think about.
Sure. All right.
Um, what else am I gonna say? But yes, frequenting this area. Eventually, um, I go past the Washington Monument, and
Wait,
there's this
what?
guy. There's a Washington Monument in DC. I mean, in Baltimore.
Is it like smaller?
Of course.
But what? It's the same deal? Like a giant obelisk?
Yeah.
You say yeah, like I don't fucking know. Like
Well, no, no, that wasn't like a. That was just me saying yeah.
I know, but like really? There's a bunch of these obelisks around the country?
Well, I mean, it's in the same state.
Baltimore and Maryland and DC, Washington. What?
Yeah.
Wait, Washington and Baltimore?
What?
Washington, D.C. and Baltimore are both in Maryland.
I thought
And they
DC.
are
Oh
literally
wow.
30 minutes away from each
I
other.
thought I thought DC was part of Virginia.
No,
Whoa.
D.C. metropolitan area connects D.C., Virginia, and New York
Oh,
together,
okay.
and Pennsylvania, and Laurel. Yeah.
Laurel.
Yep.
I always thought DC was more like part of Virginia than it was part of Baltimore. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I suck at geography, I guess.
Well, God knows I do. Oof.
You just got to live here to experience it.
Yeah.
That was such a bad game. Ugh, I want to play it.
Oh.
Ugh.
But yeah, so I go past just watching the monument. And there's a church right
Beautiful.
next to it, and
There's no church.
yeah, and this guy's right in front of the church, and he asked me like, "Hey man, can you give me some money? Like I'll get you. I got you. Like I'll get you back. I'll pay you back tomorrow after I go to work. Like
What?
I'll go to work and I'll get my paycheck and I'll pay you back."
Sure you
And I'm just
will.
like, "Yeah, okay, guy. No, I'm sorry, I can't give you my money."
I
Um,
can't give you $50.
and he goes like, I mean like, oh come on man, I'll give you the money tomorrow. Like I promise. Like
What?
like, and I'm
Get
just
the
like,
fuck out of here.
no, I'm just not. I'm sorry. I just don't have the money for it. I just really don't. I don't have any change on me. It's not. I don't. And
That's what you said. I would be like, dude, are you serious right now?
and then he goes like, well, I mean, any real man would give me
What?
this money. And then like I'm just like, okay. And little did he know like how terrible his timing was for this. I came out like maybe like 6 weeks before then. So I'm just like, what? That is the last thing I need to hear right now.
Why are you out
And
there?
I am absolutely not giving you money.
Sure.
And I said like, all right, well, have a nice fucking life. Fuck the fuck off. And I walked away and flipped them off.
Uh-oh.
And so then nothing happened. I didn't see him again the rest of that day. So then the next day I'm going to work. I'm on my way to work. And oh no. I'm on my way to work. And he sees me. I'm just walking around and he just sees me. And so he's walking with me. And I'm just like, okay. I start laughing because I'm just like, dude, are you actually back? Like you simultaneously asked for
Oh.
handouts and like made fun of me. It's like, what are you doing? And so I'm just kind of like, all right, what do you have to say? What are you doing? And he says like, you did me wrong yesterday. You did that was some real bullshit you did,
What?
and like that's just not
Can I
cool. All
ask you
right,
something?
yeah.
Did you know this man?
Only because of I saw him the day before. That's the only reason why.
Wait,
Wow.
so you saw
Okay.
him once the day before. Did you have any words with him?
Not besides him asking me for money.
Oh.
That was the one
Oh,
time I
that was
saw
the
him.
one time.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
Oh my
Beanie meant.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah, that's what Beanie like.
Yeah, I thought that you might have known him previously,
Oh
and he
no.
Exactly.
just kind of showed up in your life.
I know that man.
Okay.
What a scumbag.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he's like, you did me wrong, like, and I got a real bad temper, and and this entire time, I'm just like, I'm sizing him up because he's walking with me in a way that's kind of aggressive. So I'm just kind of like, all right, well, this man's like 180, 185, button fat.
Do you know how to
He's my
fight?
height. Huh?
Do you know how to fight, Austin?
I pretty much from this point factored in that, like, I weigh about the same as him, but I actually have
Muscle.
muscle mass.
Yep.
So
You know how to throw a proper punch.
yeah, and I'm just like, all right, well, I'm not scared of this man at all. So whatever.
God, though, you can get knocked out like that, though.
So he's just talking with me, and I'm just kind of like whatever. And then he said like, you did me wrong and all this shit, and I'm just sorry I'm in a team fight. It's hard.
Mhm.
Oh no. GG. Um, and so he says like, and like when you did that shit to me and flipped me off, like it took everything in my power not to hurt you. And I'm just like, okay,
What? Well,
right.
that was a bit aggressive, to be fair.
Well, I don't give a
No.
fuck. Fuck that
No,
fucker.
but like, there's a point. No, I get where you totally, absolutely, but it gets to the point where it's like, like you don't give people a reason to be really, really mad at you.
I'm sorry. I told
He
him
was
no.
already
I
messed
told him no so politely
Dude, for
at least
sure.
5 times, and I just can't. I can't stop
Maybe
myself.
it's just me. Like maybe it's me being older and just
Well,
like
I understand, and I felt kind of bad about it after I did it. I was like,
yeah,
well,
exactly.
he's
And then
probably
you get worried about it. Like, well,
gonna
what the
get
fuck?
enemies.
Yeah, exactly.
But I didn't at that point. I just didn't care. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I said, it was a really bad time in my life. Like to be talking about that shit about
Definitely.
manliness, and I just didn't care.
Oh, I didn't
Um,
even make that. Well, that's not even. Yeah, I didn't even make that association,
yeah. So
which is bullshit because you know.
that's why
Yeah.
I said it, because I mean, you saw my hair and everything, and just made assumptions, and then tried to pull like some psychological, a real man would give me this, and I'm just like, are you fucking serious?
What like their hair is
He totally tried to analyze my shit with my hair, call out the fact that I was gay, and tried to pull
what
like
that
my
what
manliness against me.
your hair
That's
makes
what he
you
said.
gay
That's what a lot of people think. Totally,
for real?
absolutely.
I wouldn't have thought
It's
that.
not your sexual orientation, obviously. It's your fucking hair. Like,
Yeah, a lot
what?
of people see me walking
Get
across
your
the
life.
street and immediately make associations
I
because
would
of
not
my.
have thought that. I would have thought you were like a counterculture person.
I mean, everyone loves it. Everyone fucking adores my hair, but that yeah, a lot of people think I'm gay until they start talking to me. It's
Well,
different when they talk to me, but
well,
then
what about if you were in a different place, like in a different city? Would you still think people like if you were in New York or Los Angeles? I think people would just think you're like a punk.
um while I
No.
think it's more likely that I would be thought of as a punk there, I'd still make the association, or I still think that everyone will make that association.
Okay.
Most likely, it really because it's not even like a normal punk mohawk,
No.
and
No, it's different.
nah, yeah, it looks like it's stylized. It looks like I put some kind of product in my hair or some shit, but I really just wake up like this, and people can't seem to fathom that.
Huh.
Because you're black. Shut up.
Exactly. So I mean, it just people think I put a lot of work into my hair and shit when I just kind of like wake up and do like man, and it's all fine. But
I had to put a lot of work in my hair. It's fucking annoying.
yeah, see,
I had to braid my hair and then I had to put hair gel in it and shit. It's a pain in the ass.
yeah, it's one of the pluses. One of the pluses.
I read something about the chick from Mad Max, Charlie Theron, I think her name is, and she went bald for the role. And she's like, "You've never had a shower until you've had a shower bald." And I was like, you know
Huh.
what? I bet you're fucking
That's
right.
probably really interesting. Yeah.
I'd just be like, yeah, just put a little soap up there and I'm good.
Make it real shiny.
Oh, God.
Um. Oh
Gotta
yeah.
get that car wax.
So, turtle wax.
Yeah.
um.
Armor all.
So, so yeah. He said he starts getting really aggressive, at least in tone. I'm still at this point. I'm kind of sizing him up, trying to see if I could take him.
Hey, did
I'm
you stop?
confident that I
Or
could
are you
take him.
walking with him?
I'm still walking with
So
him.
is he behind you or to the side?
He's in front of me, which is
Is he
just not.
backpedaling?
Yeah, he's like following me on my path to work, but he's in general walking in front of me, which I thought was
Backpedaling.
really strange.
Like
I'm just
walking
like, okay,
backwards.
huh?
Walking backwards?
No, he's walking forward.
Wait,
That's
he's
weird.
he's following you to he's following you to work, he's walking in front of you. So is he looking
He's
over his
close
shoulder?
enough.
Or is he
Yeah, he's
just
like tugging me
speaking in
behind
front
the shoulder.
That's so weird.
It is weird, but I think it's like a fear thing. So we were just kind of talking, and I'm like, all right, this is right now. I sense him as being a threat right now. Not too much of a threat,
Yeah.
but he's still like he has intent to harm me. So I'm trying to back off. I'm a little worried, but I'm making sure that I'm not showing any kind of fear at all, so that that just give him power, and that's kind of what he wants. I think that's why he was walking in front of me in the first place. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna remain calm, act like nothing's wrong. And then he said, when you flipped me off that one time, it took everything I had
Yeah.
to not kill you.
To not kill you?
Yeah, he switched from harm to kill, and he said like, and I mean, and I just kind of I laugh. I give like a bravado laugh, and but the
Holy
moment he said
shit.
that, I'm just kind of like, oh shit, okay, there's something This is actual like
This is
this is either
bad.
really big talk or I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, all right. Then I'm thinking about all these things simultaneously. If I keep walking on this bridge, I'm eventually going to run into people. That could lead to safety of some
There
sort.
you go.
But he's not just gonna let me stop. I'm assuming if he has any kind of weapon, but I haven't seen one yet. And so I'm just walking, still keeping calm. And then he said like I pulled the trigger twice today,
What?
and I'm not afraid to go back to jail. I've been incarcerated
Whoa!
seven times, and I'm just not afraid. And I'll kill you right now.
What the fuck?
If I, and then he lifts up the back of his shirt and pulls out a gun, and I'm just like, oh my God. And the moment I saw it, like my heart just fucking like exploded, and I'm riddled with dread. Um,
Definitely.
but for some reason I could still keep my composure, and so I
Yep.
I kept my cool demeanor, still kind of joking. It was really strange how I reacted in that situation, but I still I felt like it would be the wrong thing to give him the power of knowing that I'm scared or truly scared.
Mhm.
Um,
Whoa.
so I just kept walking, but he's still walking in front of me, and I'm just like, okay, fuck, this is
Because he
bad.
didn't
There's
say
no
I'm
way.
going to. He said I could, and
Yeah,
he threatened you.
he pulled out the
He's just
gun.
trying to scare
He
you.
shows it to me.
And it could have been
And he's
horseshit. I
and he
mean,
says like, "This is a nice piece, isn't it?" And I'm like, okay. And he puts it back, and so we're just walking. He says, "Oh, so how are we going to do this?" I'm just like, fuck. I mean, like, dude, I'm a college student. I really just don't have the money to give you. And he's like, you don't have $40. You don't have $40. And like, really?
wow.
No, because I like fucking rent and college and
I
student
love
loans
that
now
he's
is up
like,
my ass.
I love that like you. I love
And
that it's
like,
like I can kill you, motherfucker. I can kill. And then it's like, dude, I don't got any money. And it's like, man, you don't got $40. It's like we
yeah,
came to this point. You don't got. And it's like,
and he's like, you got a
you're
car,
such an
don't you?
asshole.
He's
And you
like, you
know
got a
he's not
car, don't you?
serious.
You got a
At that
car,
point,
right?
you know he's full of shit. Well, not full of shit, but at that point, you know he's not going to hurt you.
All right, let me.
Like,
And
I'm sorry. Okay.
so, we're still walking. He puts the gun away, but we're still walking. And he said, like, you got a card, right? I'm like, yeah, I do. At this point, we're like walking through people. And I'm trying to like
Just think,
scream at people with my eyes.
did you like? Could you like pocket dial 911?
No, I couldn't. Um, I was not gonna pull my phone out in front of that man,
You
and I
could.
can't feel the numbers. So
Yeah, but you know if you like hit the power button and then like slide it across and then hit the bottom left and then know where the numerical numbers are, you can dial 911.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know where the numerical numbers are.
Suck.
Yeah, I'm not that cool. Um. So yeah, I'm screaming with people with my eyes. People are looking at me like I'm just a freak, and then they just don't actually do anything. And so I'm just like, okay, thanks, society. Um,
You're giving off mixed messages.
yeah,
You could. Why didn't you mouth like help?
I did.
Oh,
You just thought I was fucking jackass or something. This is.
wow.
I don't think I didn't try these things because I was incredibly desperate at one
Holy
point.
shit, this is scary.
Yeah, and so I'm scared as shit walking through these people,
Why didn't
and
you just stop right there?
because then if other people get harmed in the line of gunfire because of me, even if I get away, I would not be able to live with myself. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
but
I
then
mean, I
yeah.
understand that that may have been a way for me to get away, but I can't. I wouldn't. I
Well, I don't think a guy's gonna pull out a gun. You know, I don't know. It
He said he
depends on
wasn't
his.
scared. He was not scared to go to jail. If I was gonna actually
You don't want
believe
to
his
take chances
words,
in that type of situation. You don't want to sign somebody up and be like, I don't think you're gonna do it.
yeah, that's bullshit. That's the
No, I
kind of
didn't.
guy.
No, you should never do that. I'm just thinking that like if if I had no way out, I don't know.
I totally thought about it. I was thinking like I'm in a crowd right now. I can stop and yell he's got a gun, and then maybe
Yeah, and then
something
just duck,
happens.
just fucking jump.
Yeah, but then everyone probably would just scatter, and
Yeah, and
then maybe
well, he
someone would get hurt, and I get away, and then I just feel like a fucking coward for the rest of my life, and
that's
I just
not a
couldn't deal with
coward.
that.
That's not a cowardly move at all, though.
If someone got harmed because of something that I did like that, when like if I could
Oh,
somehow
sure.
deal with it by myself, I would replay that situation over and over in my mind for so long. I'd have fucking PTSD about it. I would not be able to get over it.
Well,
I know myself as a person, and I know that I could not deal with that. So,
well, for in I totally understand that, and I think that's like kind of I think it's very human of you. I can't say I do the same thing. I feel like it's a self preservation kick in and be like, you know what, these people probably aren't going to get hurt, and if they do, well then you know what, better them than me. And
ugh.
maybe that's a fucked up thing to think. And
I mean, it's
probably in
survivalist.
that moment I probably wouldn't think that, but I want to say it's not even that like this is my best chance. Like I'm not going to put I'm going to take it. It's not like I probably wouldn't even think about the people, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people would do that. I feel like a lot of people would panic or just like throw their money at them or some shit, you know. Some people would just make really rash decisions that may end up getting other people hurt. Um, but I figured that I'd try to minimize any kind of harm to anybody else or
That's
casualties
crazy.
if there anything. It's just my line of work, I guess, you know, or rather my line of study. I just feel like I can't. Um,
This is crazy that this happened to you.
yeah. So we're still walking, and my mind is just going a mile a minute with adrenaline. I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking. And so he says, like, so where are we gonna do this? Like, where are we gonna withdraw this money? And then it just kind of hits me, like, oh shit. I walk into work, and there's a Hess station right across the street from my work, like a gas station with an
Yeah.
ATM. But all along the lines of my work, my boss installed security cameras,
Oh, good one.
and very often the back door is left open. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can pretend or somehow I could get into the business after I get him on security cameras and see what happens. Um, so we're just walking, and that's my plan. I said, "There's a Hess station across the street from where I work. I can just get your money, then go straight and work." And he said, "All right, that's fine." And so I'm just walking, and at this point, I'm eyeing this guy because he's still kind of walking in front of me with like this bravado. Not bravado. He is entirely confident that he's gonna get his money. Um, I'm keeping up my bravado, pretending like I'm not that bothered, but I'm scanning this guy up and down, his clothes, his build, his possible, you know, weight, his hair, the fact that he has grills in his top and bottom of his mouth. Uh,
Got grills?
yeah,
What a scumbag.
he was soaking wet, or rather, like he was drying out for being soaking wet, and it rained not too long beforehand, so he didn't have shelter, and he's very likely homeless. He didn't have enough for an umbrella, so you know he actually had to sit there and take that rain. Um, I got the brand on the shoes and everything like that. I just analyzed this guy,
Wow.
and so we cross the corner. We get around to my job. He's clearly in the security camera zone. I'm like, okay. And so I said, okay, well, and then at this point, I also think, what are the chances that that gun is not loaded
Has no
or
bullets.
false or is broken?
There's a good
And I
chance
said,
of
there's a
all that.
very, very high chance because the first time he encountered me, there were no people around. He could have held a gun up to my head and taken my wallet. And there's also a
Hmm.
chance that he's doing this to scare me and getting everything he wants out of it because I really did. I was really rude to him the other day before,
Definitely.
and I feel like he has a temper. He has that temper that like he's just taking pride in what he's doing and trying to scare me. And so I'm like, okay, so the possibility that that gun is real, it definitely seemed real because I saw metal fading on it. Like I saw like a kind of coat fading on the gun. So it was at least like it was at least metal. It wasn't like some plastic shit. Um, so I think the chances that that's an actual gun that has bullets is probably like a maybe a good 70 or 80
Yeah.
to 30 or 20% chance that, you know, the gun is fake or real. And so I say, well, I can probably make this gamble. Then I can make this gambit, see what goes on. I get over to the door and I said, all right, man, well, like you're gonna be taking like money away from me, and I really, really need this money. You have no idea. So like, let me just clock in really quick. the clock in thing is like right there on the wall. Let me just clock in really quick, and then I'll just come out and get your money. So I'll at least be on the clock and get some money. And he says, "All right, fine." And so I walk in, I clock in, I turn around and look at him, and I just dip into the kitchen, and I'm just thinking, "You fucking jackass."
Yeah.
You fucking jackass.
Nice.
And I'd like yell in the kitchen, like, "There's a man with a gun outside. Lock all the fucking doors right now. This is not a fucking game. I'm not joking.
Whoa.
Lock the fucking doors." And I go into the front of the house. All the managers are switching shifts, so like everybody is there. We're like in a full house. There's so many people in the restaurant, and I just kind of tell as many managers as possible, "There's a man with a gun. We need to close the doors as fast as possible. Lock them right now." And then he came into the restaurant,
Oh my fucking
and
god. Call the
like,
cops.
and I am just like terrified that after all this, I'm gonna get somebody in this restaurant shot. So one of my fucking friends shot, anyone shot or killed, and how I wouldn't be able to live with myself. And so I just run upstairs. I call the police immediately. He sees me leave, and I tell the manager Joe. Joe gives him mean mugs. He doesn't pull out his gun or anything, but he just sees him in the restaurant, and so he just mean mugs him. He looks around for me. He spotted me going upstairs, and then he just left the restaurant and walked away. Got the cops on the phone. They got there pretty fast. They took me down to the station. Got my statement, and then that was that.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That was smart of you too.
Thank you.
Fuck. Well, you get that like amazing clarity in those situations,
It was mind blowing because so many people say they would act that way in a situation, and then the moment they actually get there, they just can't handle it and they freak out. That's
You need to
that's
yeah, you need to fucking relax. There was a thing
Yeah.
I remember reading in or no, not reading. I listened to this history podcast, and they were talking about how some of the Mongols, when they'd sack a city, the people would be so tremendously paralyzed with fear that one Mongol, what they do is a Mongol will be assigned to like kill a certain amount of people in a town. So like 10, 12, let's say. And that's how they just dealt with mass groups of people, and that's how they conquered shit. So a Mongol swordsman forgot his weapon.
Oh my god.
And he said, "Wait there. I'll be right back to cut your fucking heads off." And they waited there, and they all died.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit. That's learned helplessness.
Yep.
That's what that is. In psychology, there's a what's the word for it? I can't think of it. I guess it's like a condition called learned helplessness that they studied. They put dogs. This was before there were laws against, actually doing this stuff with like certain animals. So they put dogs in a clear box, and there was like a small shelf that they could jump over to get from one side of the box to the other. It was bisected for the most part. And what they did was they put the dogs in the boxes, and then they put like a low voltage shock on the floor of wherever the dog was in. And so the dog would just jump over, because it was being hurt. It would just jump over the little shelf into the next box. But then the next trials came, and they heightened the shelf so that they couldn't jump through. So the dog was trapped. And so the dog would try to jump through or try to like break through the entire time. And eventually, like after all the whimpering and everything like died out, the dog would just sit there and take the pain.
That's
Which
fucked
is
up.
it's really terrible. And so then in the next trials, they took away the shelf. They made it so that they could jump back over, to the other box, and they shocked the floor, and the dogs didn't even try.
Oh my god.
They gave up. They just gave up on like trying to escape from the pain.
That's crazy, man. Well, that was one of the fear tactics of the Mongols. That's why they're so effective. They'd slaughter these cities of all these people to control the city, and then the next one they sacked, they'd give up like instantly because they're like, yeah, we don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
And even then, they'd still kill a shit ton of people.
Yeah, just because.
There was one time where the
Christ.
Mongols sacked a city, and their reputation alone, Genghis Khan's like right hand man, his name was the Arrow, and he was the great. He knocked Genghis Khan off his horse like in a battle, and he said like after he killed all the soldiers, like yeah, this guy knocked me off a horse. He's pretty badass. I want him in my. And that's how he. That's another reason why he was so good. So he sacked a city, and he had one of his men, the Arrow, go and take care of this like the outer the other provinces of like the area. So they went out, and there was this big city where they heard of the oncoming doom of the Mongols, and they said, "Oh, holy shit! Like we should give up." And half the town was like, "We should give up," and the other half was like, "No, we shouldn't. We should fight them." So there was a civil war within the town, and they ended up fighting each other. And then the people that wanted to surrender to them ended up killing and beating the other group.
Whoa!
Yeah.
My God.
So then when the Mongols came, the Arrow, he was like, they're like, yeah, we decided to give up. There was a big civil war. And then he goes, kill all these guys. It's like, who could trust such men?
Oh my God.
It's like, wow.
Fucking destroyed. That's
amazing.
Awful.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the reign of Genghis Khan was a blood. There was these Afghan explorers that went out, like, because the Middle East was like the pinnacle of society at the time, of modern culture and literature, and the cities were beautiful, and it was like Rome or something amazing. So they sent out on a 5-year mission pilgrims to go see what the hell was happening with Genghis Khan. And when they got there, they came to a region where they thought they saw like these low snow-capped mountains. And when they got closer, they realized it was a hill of bones.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
The area around it was marshland. It wasn't marsh because of water. It was because of the decaying oil and rotting everything from all the dead bodies from the hill. And many people died just from the air. It was like fucking Mordor.
That's
from Lord of the Rings.
Metal as shit.
Yeah, it is. It's really metal. Genghis Khan was probably the greatest ruler of all time. Greatest conqueror of all time.
Oof.
Pretty amazing. So, you ended up catching this fuck. How satisfying is that? Let's just hope he's not on this, like, 10-year revenge. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's really because I mean in Baltimore, for like things like petty theft and whatever, like people go in jail and get out like a few months later, honestly. So I really don't know.
Fuck, dude.
He probably goes to jail to get money. People send money to jail people all the time.
Yeah.
Makes me mad.
If he had people sending money to him, he wouldn't be robbing Austin on the street for $40.
I highly
you'd
doubt
be surprised.
that. People would do anything.
What do you mean?
Surprised. People just
anything.
Some people
do
just
anything
want
if they have a reason
more,
to do it,
or they just blow it.
No, I mean, why would people send them money in jail?
That I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
And people come to my job all the time. I want to send money to FBOP, Federal Bureau of Prison, in DC. And I'm just like, okay. Somebody was sending over $500. I'm like, can you even do that? Can you send 500?
Shipping off 500.
Yeah, they get like a ration amount. I think in the way in prison they can have $30 a week or $30 a month or something, and with that money they buy whatever they want. And like there's a big trade system in jail. So like the money that goes in, like toilet paper is really big. Coffee is the biggest one. So like people stab people for bags of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So cigarettes are really big. Anything. So
Definitely
like
cigarettes.
Yeah. So it's like whatever you can barter. I think coffee is the big one now. I think cigarettes are less and less because cigarettes are shitty for you, but they still like them. And you're in prison, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Weed is big too. If you can get that in, I don't even know how all that works.
Weed and
you get it in through connection. Some people get thrown into jail when they have partners.
Yeah, sure.
In law force, and they get things smuggled in that way.
You ever see Goodfellas where they're like in that prison where they're all making like meatballs and they got all the goods? It's like, man, that's a prison I want to go to. Well, I don't want to go to any prison, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm
scared for you.
Honestly, I mean, if he was dumb enough to come back around where I was, then he would have done it already. He moved away. Like the moment he saw me on the phone, surrounded by people, then he moved to another area. I didn't see him again, no matter how much I went to Mount Vernon. And whenever that did happen, whenever I did go back in that area, I always went with somebody, or I took like a cab, or I made sure I went in daylight.
How long ago was this?
3 weeks ago.
My gosh.
By the way, can I compliment you? That was pretty badass, sir.
Hell yeah!
That was pretty fucking badass.
Thank you.
I mean, you pretty much handled it like a pro and got the fucker, as you so eloquently put, to the police department.
Absolutely.
Good shit, man.
Thank you.
Fuck that.
Some of the cops they were saying like, "You're just like the perfect witness," or like some
people
were saying.
They probably were eating you up. They're like, "Yeah, this fucking guy, this piece of shit."
It's like, we're gonna get this fucker. That's what she said after I said that. Like, that's the fucker. It's like, yeah, well, we're gonna get this fucker. I'm writing this down, and we're gonna get this fucker. And it was like, yeah.
That's where you feel good about the police department and what they do for a living.
It's just right now.
It's a bad time.
They are in the worst bind. It's really sad because they can't do anything about it.
But this is the thing though, like it's always been like this, right?
Not like it is right now.
Well, I don't want to say it just like that. It's always been in the same ballpark. But it's been brought to light so much in recent times that it's become very much in the public eye.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's always happened, but now we're actually doing something about it.
Well,
so like they're in a bind, but it's only because they've been publicly. It's a topic of public discourse, really.
Yeah, but it's kind of gone a little bit further in the stage that it's in right now.
You really think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Like as opposed to like the 90s or like the 2000s?
In Baltimore right now, there have been 50 deaths by homicide so far.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the 50th was like yesterday.
Is it mainly gang violence and stuff?
Oh, it's all when the gangs looted all the pharmacies, apparently they got enough drugs to like
oh my god,
to supply like the entirety of Baltimore for a year.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So they were going in like they were going in like the fucking Mongols. Like
it was all a fucking coup. It was like
wow, that's amazing.
So there was this whole thing about like the police like saying that the gangs were ganging up to kill the cops, when the gangs were like the members were actually saying like, no, everyone stop, because you're actually shedding light on what we're doing right now.
Oh my god, so they weren't actually doing good. They were just like, yo, dog, don't be looking at us. We're doing other shit.
That's
like
really what was going on.
Oh my god,
ridiculous.
That's amazing.
And it's smart. I really didn't expect it from
that
gang
is
members.
well. That's why I said it's like that's like some Mongol shit right there. That's some pretty. They went in there and they're like, okay, and think about you got pretty much you got cocaine in pill form. You have heroin in pill form. You have. That's pretty much what you're going for. You're going for heroin and you're going for cocaine.
And this is heroin capital, baby. This is it.
What, the pill capital?
Heroin, like if you said heroin in pill form.
Sure, which is like the deep opiates, like oxycodone and like all those deep opiates.
Mm-hmm.
And of course amphetamines and stuff like that. Amphetamines probably doesn't have the same kind of market. I'm sure it does.
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
All right. Okay. But that's very interesting, isn't it?
Absolutely. I really just didn't. I don't know.
Wow. Well, they're not dumb. I mean, they gotta get the. If you're gonna be a crime lord, I mean, you should. If you're the leader of the gang, you're probably even though you probably make you made questionable life decisions being a gang leader, you probably know what you're doing though.
Yeah.
You ever see that rapper Stitches?
I don't think so.
He's got just look up Stitches. Look at his face. That guy's made questionable decisions. He's got an AK-47.
Oh, someone showed me this guy.
I think I might have showed you the video.
No, it was a dude at work.
He's 19 years old and he's like a coke dealer and he makes a song about
songs
selling
about
coke.
it. Yeah, he doesn't even try to hide it.
No, and he's got like he's like he's got an AK tattooed on my face. He's got an AK-47 tattooed on his face.
Jesus.
On his face.
On his face. It's just not. It's
So
not smart.
Stitches. And he's got like a mohawk. That guy's fascinating.
Yeah.
I actually looked up a little bit of stuff. His like theme, his like motto is fuck a job.
Nice.
Fuck a job.
Fuck a job.
That's not really. That just goes to show you his mental prowess, pretty much.
Absolutely. He's the greatest.
It's pretty great. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, so that was going on. So right now there's shootings left and right all
over
the
that
time.
Conflict.
Likely. But yeah, like
including
and those are only deaths.
Sure, people get shot all the time.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
So right now we're in a state where everyone fucking hates the cops. Everyone hates the cops, and everyone is there have been apps dedicated to recording cop footage of people of cops hurting other people like black men or whatever unarmed black people.
Yeah.
And it's like it does this thing where if a cop is coming to take your phone away, you press a button and it shoots the video up to the cloud.
Wow.
Like it's like there's like a fail-safe app for cops.
That's really cool.
Recording footage. Yeah. But it's gotten to that point where that's where we are right now. We're making apps about
Technology's amazing.
And
technology's fucking amazing.
Yeah, so with the whole riot thing, that happened because of Freddie Gray.
Who's that?
Everyone that's the dude that was his neck was broken
which is which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're trying to say like all right, that's not the issue really.
Yeah, so that whole thing happened. So there was this whole and then the riot started. The riot started because of like hatred of the cops.
Sure.
And then it escalated further only because people just wanted to continue looting and cause chaos.
I think for some people it was a protest. For a lot of people it was a way to loot shit.
For everyone after like
what you guys are doing.
After like the first day, it was just
yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god! It was like just Mad Max out there.
Yeah, everyone hated the cops, and everyone was rioting despite the cops. But then it got too bad, and so everyone said, "Okay, where are the cops right now? We need the cops. This is too much, and they're breaking our shit, and this is awful. Where are the cops?" So the cops, the National Guard, came in. They had to call the National Guard came in.
That's crazy.
And so.
Well, I will say this. When there was the hurricane over here, and all the power outages, the National Guard was here instantly.
Yeah.
But nothing happened.
Yeah, but I mean, when it's here, it took fucking forever.
Yeah.
It took the third day or something.
I saw military vehicles. Whoa.
Yeah.
Guys with uniforms and guns. All right, I won't steal the toilet paper.
Yeah. So National Guard came, ended the situation. But now we're in a state in which everyone is watching the cops, everything they do. And everyone is so willing and ready to name anything they do as abuse.
Yeah.
And so the cops are terrified.
Yes.
They're terrified to do anything. And so now they're doing only what they think is necessary. They're only doing necessary arrests.
Wow.
Only the very bare minimum of interaction. And because of this, crime has skyrocketed.
Whoa.
Crime has there are deaths all the time. It's not even you expect to see another death the next day.
That's
in Baltimore.
crazy, dude.
and it's ridiculous. But the cops were in a spot where like they want to help, but the only way to get crime under like overactive crime under control is to be aggressive. That's the
Yeah.
only possible way to do it. But if
Yes.
they do it, then they're gonna get fucking sued, or there's gonna be like more riots. It's just gonna make everything worse. So they don't have no idea what to do right now.
It's like a double-edged sword. Like they
That's
got it.
exactly what it is.
It's
You know,
fucked up.
we need aggression to get things on their wraps. But the moment that happens, everyone's gonna start recording videos saying, "Oh
Yeah.
no, he didn't deserve that. He didn't do."
Well, and
Like,
then those videos are edited where it's like, okay, well, what about when you tried to like take his gun and now he's beating with a
yeah,
club? It's like, okay,
exactly. And it's too much. So right now we're in this state where like we need the cops. We
yeah,
really do.
that's
Um,
amazing though.
I was in a pizza place. Why this fucker? A cop came in and was making sure that everything was okay with the pizza place. He was telling the owners that he was right around the corner if they needed anything. He was being a really great cop. And
Why'd he come in just randomly?
just to tell them, like just to tell the cops, like or the dudes that I'm nearby if you need me.
Oh,
If
like my
anything
patrol
happens.
or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
and yeah,
yeah.
and he comes in and some guy said like I can't. He said something like, "Oh, so the rumors are like, so are the rumors true, like officer? Like, uh, it's like, are the cops actually deciding to do their jobs?"
Whoa,
And
Man.
it's like, and it's like,
that's really rude.
whoa. And then the cop just like taught him a lesson. Like the cop asked him about like his life decisions and like what he's doing in his line of work and just like put him on blast and it's really
Yo,
yeah,
please.
the cop taught him a
Just
lesson.
I destroyed a rent-a-cop once.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was brutal. I really ripped him a new one. I was so like flowing with hate that my words were like so sharp. Oh, I knew it cut deep.
Oof.
Because I was like analyzing and absorbing his like psyche and like why he's doing what he's doing, and then like put it back on him, like I judoed him with his own psyche, and and then
Yup.
and then like cut him deep, like I probed and then like found like the weakness in him and just like stomped
Oh
on
no.
it.
Oh god.
Fuck that guy.
Oh Jesus. The word combos.
Thank you.
You're welcome. uh
That's
Oh.
amazing though. That's when people go too far. Where you gotta understand that, like when I see cops on the street, I nod. You know, I'm nice to them. They do their shit. I'm not doing anything wrong. I may cross the street at weird times, but I'm not gonna get hit by a car. You know.
You know, if they tell you, you know, like no jaywalking, and then they're just doing.
I'm
their
on my bike. You know.
Oh well then yeah. I mean, regardless, you know, they're just doing their job, and like,
Yeah.
and people just get pissed at that, and this.
Well,
And
that's
I
the
felt
thing.
so
Like, it was
bad.
even during these times. Well, no, it was a little bit before that. It was just the first murmurs of that when that happened.
Yeah, the whole like Michael Brown thing.
Yes. So like when I said to the guy, I was like I was like this trash cop wannabe. He's like I don't know, I said something and then he's like, "Oh yeah, thanks a lot." Like the cop thought I was talking to him. I was like, "No, you actually are doing your job and you came here to do something worth like no, sir. No, I applaud you in your service to this county." Like I'm talking about this scum sucking fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh God.
But
Yeah, it's
people should
they dropped me off home. The cops after I did the thing. And they were so chill. Those cops were fucking hilarious.
That's
And
really cool.
they said like, well, we really don't have anything to do. Like we're not going to be put on duty until 2 o'clock. So I mean, if you really need to go anywhere, you want to go anywhere, you know, we'll take you.
Bro.
It's whatever. And I'm just like, wow,
That's so
But-
fucking nice.
it's so cool. And we're just like chilling and broing out and talking about like where I work and everything. He's like, oh yeah, we're totally gonna go tomorrow. And it's like, oh cool, I'll hit you guys up tomorrow at
Are
work.
they young?
Yeah, they're pretty young too. One was 20, 25, 26.
Wow, that's young for a cop.
Yeah, and they're just both really cool. And so I got out of the car. I said, "Thank you so much." And I said like, and one of them said like, "See, we're not all bad." I was like, I never thought that any of you were bad right now. Like, really, it's
and
never.
you wonder if they're like they're like, all right, now that we faked being nice today, let's get our payola from the corner store.
I definitely thought that. It's like, all right, now we did our service. We put the word out.
I could beat children with clubs.
It's the seed. It's the catalyst that that will skyrocket our reputation. He looks hip. He looks now.
Yeah, let's plant the seed in this young man's mind so he can spread our propaganda.
He'll tweet.
They're not all.
He'll
like followers.
On Facebook.
He'll blog about this.
He looks like a blogger. He'll blog. Oh God. Oh,
almost all my interactions with cops have been good. Like, you have that thing where, I smell like weed all the time.
Well, that's a thing for cops, I'm assuming.
They probably don't care. Maybe, I don't know.
Because it's one of those things where everyone knows, you know.
What do you mean?
Like, everyone knows everyone smokes weed.
Sure. What are they gonna do? Like, hey, you smell like weed. You probably have some. Like, I don't know. Like, if I was being cool with a cop and they're like, "You smell like weed, dude," I'm like, "Yeah."
I feel like
search you. I'm like, "What? We were being cool 5 seconds ago. Coffee? What the fuck?"
I feel like if you do that with a cop, they're not gonna bring it up. But if you like badmouth them once, it's like, yeah, you smell like weed.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do
Definitely.
about this? You know, you're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
You're
gonna push it, hot shot.
You're really gonna push this right now?
Definitely.